Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Belle and I want to wish you guys a happy new year. In this video, we will be discussing can a fourth stimulus check payment happen in January 2022. We will also be chatting about Madam Vice President Kamala Harris slammed for lying after proposing a $2,000 monthly stimulus check for every month of COVID as bills are still due. Before we jump into it, if you're new here and you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel below and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up for me and share this video with someone who may need the same information. This current variant that I seem to always have a hard time pronouncing has led a surge in cases all over the country, and many hospitals are starting to feel the strain. Additionally, as businesses slows over fears of infection, some economists worry that without additional stimulus aid, the progress made in the economic recovery could be risked. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell voiced concerns over the possibility of COVID-19 and the Omicron variant could harm the recovery, pose a downside risk to employment and economic activity, and increase in uncertainty for inflation. He also mentioned that a new wave could reduce the willingness of workers to re-enter the labor force, which would slow progress in the labor market and intensify supply chain distribution. Have any Congress members voiced support for another round of direct payments? So far, no one has. But do me a favor, guys. If you guys are on other social media platforms such as Twitter, do reach out to your state legislators and let them know that a fourth stimulus check or a monthly recurring payment of $2,000 a month is necessary to keep us afloat during these times. But with many members of Congress back in their district for the holiday recess, very few are making policy announcements. As the new year approaches and the COVID-19 situation and its economic impact becomes more clear, leaders will have more information to see what sort of response will be necessary. Should levels of unemployment quickly increase and consumer spending levels drop substantially, another direct payments could become a possibility. However, as the nation grapples with inflation, a sudden increase in demand from stimulus checks could push prices up even further. For those of you who were receiving the child tax credit monthly since July, as you guys are aware, the Senate failed to pass the Build Back Better bill, which would have ensured that the families continue to receive payments for the child tax credit into 2022. Families should not expect to receive a payment in January, but they will be able to claim half of the value of the credit, which was not distributed when they're filing their taxes. Let me know down below what you guys make of this part so far. Let's chat about the $2,000 recurring monthly stimulus check that was proposed by Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has been slammed for a post she made prior to being elected vice president, promising a $2,000 monthly payments that never, sadly, materialized. In a tweet from May of 2020, Harris wrote, "I'm proposing a $2,000 monthly payment throughout the pandemic and 3 months after because rent and bills are still due during this crisis and people are going hungry." As the Build Back Better agenda founders in Congress and the COVID-19 Omicron variant disturbs communities across the world, Twitter users respond to the now Vice President resurfaced tweet with a lot of commentary. Thousands replied and tweeted Harris saying that they were just circling back on the proposal. Over 80 Democrats in Congress supported a move to provide recurring payments for Americans in addition to Kamala Harris. The government has issued 3 rounds of stimulus checks, direct payments to the American people. But that is not the only amount of stimulus checks that they sent out. There's been many more rounds of stimulus checks that took place that were sent over to big businesses and banks. The first economic payment was worth up to $1,200 given in March of 2020 and followed up with $600 payment in December of 2020. The IRS then sent a third round of cash support, which was worth up to $1,400 to hundreds of millions of Americans back in March of 2021. However, millions of Americans haven't received the third payment and might get a federal stimulus payment during tax season this year. Over the last year, nearly 3 million Americans have signed a petition calling for a fourth stimulus package of monthly $2,000 payments. Check this video out of Kamala Harris.
The people are suffering. I don't understand the hesitation. The people are suffering.
Yeah.
You know, the numbers I saw, 1 in 6 families in America are describing their children as being hungry. The number of small businesses that have had to permanently close or are in fear of permanently closing. The moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures are about to end. The people here in Washington, D.C. have got to stop living in a bubble.